Hello and welcome back to Justice for Jean Alesi. Yes, the F1 1995 season continues. We are 10 rounds in and there are only 4 points between us, Jean Alesi, and Damon Hill just behind us, taking the lead in slightly controversial circumstances. Michael Schumacher's win at the last round means he's still in the fight, just 8 points away from us, so three-way fight still very much on. In the meantime, in the Constructors, we've shut the gap by 1 point to Williams, but they're still 17 clear and time is running out, and we've got to keep an eye on Benetton, who are closing in behind us. Still all to play for. On to the next round.
Welcome to beautiful Spa in Belgium for round 11 of the championship.
And before we get started, this is the first episode I've recorded since the passing of the voice you just heard, Murray Walker. He was, and for many will always be, the voice of Formula One. And his voice will live on in, race replays and in so many of these games where he's provided the commentary. Rest in peace, Murray. It was an absolute joy to listen to you growing up watching Formula One. And it's great that you're still going to be commentating on people's games whenever they fire up a classic F1 game. So, yeah, let's get on with it. Looks dry? It's finally happened. For the first time in our 1995 season, would you believe it? We've had 2 consecutive dry races. I'm not going to lie, I knew that the 1995 real Spa Grand Prix was a wet race. So I was thinking, you know what, we are definitely going to have another wet race here. Turns out no. Welcome to Spa. I mean, the track itself, let's be honest, needs no introduction. Spa-Francorchamps first held a Grand Prix in 1925, pre-F1 days, of course, but has held the Belgian Grand Prix a remarkable 53 times in F1's 70-year history. So, as always, I'm going to use up some of my practice session. Obviously, with it being dry, I'm going to have to get my eye in, get my braking zones picked. Then we go for it in qualifying. Looking forward to this one. This should be a good race. Okay, qualifying now, but before we get into anything, I have breaking news. After his corner cut at the British Grand Prix, which saw him complete a lap of this Silverstone circuit in just 37 seconds, and the 2 incidents at the Hungarian Grand Prix where he dislodged the wings of both Mika Hakkinen and championship rival Damon Hill, the FIA has decided to penalise Jean Alesi. There is no penalty system on this game. I could do that to my heart's content. I could cut loads of corners and ram loads of people and still win the championship fairly in this game's eyes. But because this is the game I have owned since I was 5 or 6 and never beaten it, I do kind of want to beat it as fairly as possible. So, Scout's honour, I'm going to penalise myself for those incidents. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to deduct 3 laps from my qualifying for each incident. You get a maximum of 12 laps for qualifying. I've been using all 12 so far this season. So for those 3 incidents, 3 times 3 is 9. That leaves me with just 3 qualifying laps for the Belgian Grand Prix. Typically in the dry I need more time to kind of get up to speed as well. So yeah, 3 laps is going to be a challenge. However, I might be a bit lucky on this as well. You see, the real life qualifying, it was a wet-dry session. It really mixed up the order. So actually what the real qualifying was, Berger was on pole, Alesi was 2nd, Hakkinen was 3rd, Damon Hill was 8th, Martin Brundle was 13th, I'll explain why I've mentioned that later on, and Michael Schumacher was 16th. Now because this weekend is dry, that grid will be replicated, which means my championship rivals will be 8th and 16th respectively. I've actually got a little bit of a window for error here. And obviously, Alesi was 2nd. It's going to be a stretch, but that was his real-life qualifying position, so naturally I'm going to aim for 2nd. I've only got 3 laps to do it. Wish me luck. Now, I'm going to definitely police myself through the bus stop as well, because it's very easy to miss your braking point and overshoot the bus stop and cut that first chicane, so I'm going to police myself on that as well. If I do it in qualifying, I'm going to back off my lap. If I do it in the race and gain a position, I'll give it back. Simple as. But immediately I'm going to go quiet because I've only got 3 laps. I need to brake early for the bus stop. There we go. Wasn't the best, but we're through. Berger's time has passed. We come charging for the line. What's our first lap? 15th. So we're ahead of Michael Schumacher. not the ideal place to come across traffic. Now, as I barrel down the Kemmel Straight, obviously we've not a lot of time to tell you about this, but you remember racing Di Milano, who a few rounds ago, I think it was in Germany, gave me the tip of downshifting. On the last round, he posted a massive comment. Oh, that's blown that lap. Yeah, it was a huge comment, basically, with some tips for how to drive this game. And he said, look, I don't want to appear arrogant and tell you how to do it, to come on your channel and tell you how to do it, but I used to run a page where people would send me their tips and videos of their best lap times on this game, so he knows it pretty well, and he had some really good tips, and some stuff that he said to me really clicked and rang true about how the steering works, about how you should take corners, and I'm trying to take that on board in the background of this race. And again, I want to thank Racing Di Milano. He's really into the series. Thank you for supporting. I really appreciate it. And thank you for the tips. It wasn't arrogant or ignorant of you at all. You presented them to me in a really kind of friendly way, like really friendly suggestions. And I am trying to take them on board to see if we can have a good qualifying. Now, I have already kind of ruined this lap, so I'm going to go quiet for the flying lap time. Just a bit late there, I would say, on the brakes. Oh, early on the turn in. Another Williams. Just no one turn into me and ruin my lap now. Please, no one turn into me. Round the outside of the Sauber. Just got to pick my braking point for the bus stop, which is early. It's on the verge. It's on the verge of being a cut, but it's fine. Out the final corner we go. Charge towards the line. Okay. And there we go. I've done 3 laps. God, it feels weird leaving laps on the board, but I've said I was going to do it. Here we go. So first on the grid, Gerhard Berger. Mika Hakkinen up into second. In real life he was third, but obviously that's where Jean Alesi was in real life, and we've let him down. Herbert third, Coulthard fourth, Mark Blundell is fifth, Eddie Irvine is sixth. There we are, Jean Alesi in 7th. Damon Hill, our championship rival, is alongside us in 8th. Yep, there he is. He just got himself back into it with his win in Hungary, but 16th, that's going to hurt. In real life, the Belgian Grand Prix was hit by heavy rain, safety cars. It was eventually won by Michael Schumacher from 16th on the grid. He was given a 1-race suspended ban afterwards for aggressive blocking on Damon Hill. Hill finished 2nd. Martin Brundle, who I mentioned qualified 13th, he finished 3rd. Jean Alesi in real life retired after 4 laps with a electrical failure. So what's my objective going to be? I would like to aim for a podium, I think. I think that seems like a reasonable enough target. I don't know how I feel about that. I have just penalised myself by not doing a full qualifying session. I've still managed to get ahead of my rivals. You let me know in the comments if you think that penalty I've given myself is enough. While you become like the FIA, I'll see what we can do at Spa. Okay, here we go. Here we go, here we go, we go. And we are green. Once again, we're a little slow on the getaway, and we've dropped to 8th, and Damon Hill is ahead of us, but we're going to do the same move that we did in Hungary and go to the inside. Oh, I've been rear-ended up the... Oh. Ouch. So everyone slammed on coming into La Source. Then I got rear-ended. I've been pushed up ahead into the Jordans. And I feel like I was all right there, because I think I stopped in time, and then whoever was behind me, possibly a Minardi, gave me a great big whack. So we've ended up 7th. So we've got Jordan ahead of us. Ooh, a bit on the grass. And immediately let's try and look forward and get into the points. I think that's Hill behind us. So Hill has already gotten past the Jordan he lost the place to. So he's still with us. Oh, turned in early. Blanchimont, and Hill is right there. Oh, wow! And Damon Hill oh my goodness, has barged his way through, clearly unhappy from events in Hungary. Excuse you, sir, is all I have to say. So at the minute, Gerhard Berger still leads, which is great for the constructors, great for Gerhard Berger. At the minute, no championship rivals in the points, but Hill is ahead of us and could still get ahead of the Jordan of Eddie Irvine. Okay, we are starting to reel them in now, that's better. So Berger leads from Herbert, from Hacken and Coulthard, then Irvine and Blundell. So Irvine's got ahead of the McLaren. Damon Hill's making a move up ahead, and Damon Hill has just gotten himself into the points. He's got one World Championship point at the minute to shut the gap to us. We need to get after him. Hill is determined. He's all over the back. Only 4 laps to go because it's such a long lap at Spa. But Irvine has so far kept Hill behind him. I say that, Hill's through and we've hit the grass. Oh no. Oh man. Well, I must say now I'm 8th and there's nobody around me. I kind of feel like I've served my penalty a little bit. Dear me. So Damon Hill is up to 5th. That's 2 World Championship points, which means he will half the gap between us and him. I must say it would be disappointing to finish outside the points here. We were right there. One silly wheel on the grass has cost us massively. We are again reeling in these cars after that silly mistake. Still a shot at a point, a lone point. And when the gap is that small to Hill, that could be important. 2 laps to go. Hill is closing in on Hakkinen though, as we speak. Come on, come on, come on. Oh no! I mean, I was literally just thinking we're going to get alongside Irvine here. Don't talk to me, guys. And Michael Schumacher's behind me now. I just hope Mika Hakkinen keeps Damon Hill behind him. That's all I'm going to say. And I've since realised the karmic justice of the 2 people whose wings I took off in the last round, Hakkinen and Hill, are comfortably in the points while I'm knocking into walls in 8th. I'll tell you what, this race has definitely put my confidence in check, because I knew shortly after releasing the last episode I was going to penalise myself, and that was going to restrict my qualifying laps, because I knew that would hurt me getting up the grid, regardless of the weather, because I don't necessarily just shove it up there quickly. I don't necessarily put in a quick time regardless of the weather, but I knew that if it was dry, that would especially be hurtful. Then when it came to finding out when my rivals were, I thought, oh, well, I've got away with this a bit here. I've got away with, you know, a lower qualifying slot because of where my rivals are. Yet look at me now, ma. Hill's in the points. Schumacher, who is 16th, is now looming down on me, and I'm going to finish outside the points for the first time since Spain. But it also puts my confidence in check because I actually kind of backed myself because I thought, you know what, I'm getting the hang of this. And you know what? I am getting the hang of this. I was reeling in the cars again, but a couple of silly mistakes today. Just 2 wheels on the grass. That's all it's taken. And now I'm fending off Michael Schumacher, who's just hit me up the back end. A similar place where he collided with a Scottish driver known as David Coulthard. Rubbish. Really rubbish. So, Johnny Herbert wins the Belgian Grand Prix from Gerhard Berger. He just couldn't hang on, could he? Come on, Gerhard, that was your time to shine. David Coulthard in 3rd, Mika Hakkinen 4th, Damon Hill 5th with 2 World Championship points. Double points finish for McLaren with Mark Blundell in 6th. There was a chance I could still have finished 5th in that race. And I just put the wheel on the grass again. We finish 8th, just ahead of Michael Schumacher. Yeah, forget what I said earlier about comments. If I've served my penalty. I've served my penalty, guys. Right, let's see how that affects the championship. We still lead. It's the first time we've actually managed to hold on to a lead for more than a race. But the gap is now down to 2 points between us and Damon Hill. Schumacher also doesn't score, so he doesn't lose or gain anything, still 8 points away. So Williams are now on to 98 points. They are 15 clear of Benetton, so the gap has shut to them. We have not been the ones to shut it though. Benetton retakes 2nd in the Constructors' title, Ferrari in 3rd with 81. McLaren, with their double points finish today, puts them level with Jordan. The gap shuts, but we are holding on just. Next time, it's a big race. It is the Italian Grand Prix at Monza. So for Jean Alesi in a Ferrari, we've got to do well there. Got to do well there, especially when you consider what happened at that race in real life. I'll tell you about that next time. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're still enjoying this series. The championship title is still close, even though the race was a massive failure. I'm going to have a drink, actually. Thanks for watching.